What's up, everybody, and welcome to Off the Clock TV. And today we're going to be doing something just a little bit different. We are going to be discussing how much service members got paid from conflicts going all the way back to 1776. Now, we're not going to be breaking down every single rank and how much they get paid. We're only going to be breaking down the private at the lowest level there is, and we're going to be asking ourselves, is it worth it? No. Now, if you are currently an active service member and or a veteran, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button.
Thank you.
1776 was the greatest fucking year since ever.
In God we must.
Now, if you wanted to volunteer and join the Continental Army, you could do so at a starting pay of $6 per month. In today's pay, that would equate to almost $158. So is it worth it in my book? Yeah, I'd probably do it. The year is 1812, and we are now in the War of 1812. Now, them assholes from across the lake have decided to make their way back over here, and they try and take our land. Well, guess what? We're not having that shit, because this is America. And here's what we could expect as a private in the Battle of 1812. War of 1812. It was not a battle, it was war.
You're an idiot.
Now, privates at this time were making $8 whole, which is not a big increase from the Revolutionary War. And if we look at inflation rates during that time, that equates out to almost $180 for the month. But there were bounties during the Revolutionary, the War of 1812, and those consist of money plus acreage. Now, given these prices, do I think it's worth it? With the added acreage and bounties that were provided, this is most definitely a yes in my book. Now, let's fast forward about 30 some odd years and let's get into the Mexican-American War. Now, given the data that I have from the only source that I'm reading this from on the internet, which is honestly probably accurate.
It's true.
It says that a new boot made $7 a month. You heard that right. $7. That is a decrease since the War of 1812. I'm not even going to go into inflation because it's less than the last one that I gave you, and honestly, I don't think it's worth it. So, hard pass on the Mexican-American War. Alright, now there is no better war in American history than the Civil War, and we are going to break down what both privates on each side were making. Now, the Union privates were making about $13 per month, which equates out to $207. And then our boys down in the South, the Confederate Army, had it worse at $11. Now, that $11 equated out to roughly $206 per month. But things got worse for the Confederate Army because the Confederate states ended up creating its own currency, which saw huge deflation and made it even worse for the Confederate Army.
No, God!
Would it be worth it to fight in the Confederate Army? No, it would not, because it just continued to get worse.
No, God, please, no!
Imagine signing up as a private knowing you're gonna make $11 a month, and then as you are deep in the middle of this war, your pay just gets lower and lower and lower.
No!
Would I be a Union private? Honestly, no, I wouldn't. All right, next we are getting into the Spanish-American War, and that's got me wondering if before I said Spanish-American War or Mexican-American War.
You moron.
Back to the Spanish-American War, and looking at how much the privates made, it was still $13. And to risk a cannonball blowing my leg off, I'm gonna say hard pass on the Spanish-American War. The year is 1917, and we are entering WW1. Now, I don't know if you know this, but we whooped ass in WW1, and we were champions of that.
I fought your kind in the Great War, and we kicked the living out of you.
Now, being a soldier in WW1 and being a private, you were expected to make $30 whole a month. Yep. 30 bucks. Even though that equates up to about $700 a month. Looking back in history at World War I don't want to be a part of that shit for that much money at all. But would I do it? Yeah, I would. Alright, the year's 1942, and we are moving on to WW2, where we once again became World War champs. Y'all want round 3. I hope you are ready to catch this smoke.
You don't want this smoke, I promise you.
America said, hey, we don't like this Adolf Hitler guy, so we're gonna shove a pineapple up his ass.
You're serious.
And certainly, that's what we did. Now, soldiers during this time made $50 a month. $50 a month. Holy shit. Based on inflation, we're looking at, in today's pay, $914 a month. Could you imagine storming the beaches of Normandy for $914 that month? Now, would I want to storm the beaches for $50? Honestly, no. I would, of course, be a part of a renegade unit. You know, Jew-ran, maybe by Lieutenant Aldo Rain.
We're going to be doing one thing, and one thing only. Killing Nazis.
And I could hop on that for $50 a month. Alright, now the war is 1953, and one of the uns or the ills or the Kims or, I don't know, some little fat shit wanted to run his mouth, and guess what? He got hit. He got hit pretty hard. But during this time, here's what I do know. Privates made a whopping $78. Now, we're not too far past the ending of World War II, so that is a significant increase in pay between the ending of World War II to the beginning of the Korean War. And this equates to $877 in today's pay. Now, do I think it's worth it? No. Now, fast forwarding a couple of years to 1955, and we've got a rumble in the jungle.
Prepare to defend yourself!
It is Now, looking at the pay wages, the time frame is very close to each other, so those wages have not increased at all for soldiers. It is still at that $78, which is ass. But according to I'm reading on the internet, which is always right.
Yep.
After a few short months in country, you did get a pretty significant pay increase, up to $84.
It's a trap!
Which is ass. Do I think that that's worth it? Honestly, yeah. It's crazy to think during this f***ing hippie time that these guys were hated when they came back.
That's all I have to say about that.
Now let's fast forward to 1991.
Tonight, the battle has been joined.
Now, wages from that time are not that far off because we're not that far from it. This is only 31 years ago. And during this time, privates were making a whopping $758 at that time. And given inflation, it's actually pretty close to what they are now. $1,650. Now, would I fight in the Persian Gulf War for $758? $754? Based on my notes that I have right here in front of me.
Come on!
Don't know how to read. During that time, yes, I would. Now, on September 11th, 2001, the most tragic event in U.S. history next to Pearl Harbor occurred. During this time, George W. Bush was in power, and he stood at ground zero.
I can hear you!
And he said,
And the people who knock these buildings down will hear all of us soon.
and that brought us into the Iraq and the Afghanistan war. At the kickoff of this war, our privates were looking at making $1,064.
Wow.
From that time to today, equates out to $1,724. Now, would I fight in the Iraq or Afghanistan war? The answer is yeah. Now, though we're not in a conflict, but yet we are in a conflict. America's always at a conflict. The world police.
World police, get down on the ground!
Wrapping up the end of 2022, getting ready to move into 2023, today's privates are looking to make $1,833 a month. Now, we've looked at a lot of conflicts dating all the way back to 1776, and we've gone over their pay. How do you think that military pay has progressed? And would you fight in one of these conflicts for the amount of money that was being offered? Let me know in the comments below what you think, which war you would fight in. Do you agree with the pay? Do you agree with my assessment? Let me know what's going on. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And also, if you're going to hit that subscribe button, why don't you take an extra second and a half and hit the bell button as well. thank you for watching a very different episode of Off the Clock TV, and I hope you guys liked this, because if you did, maybe I'll do more stuff like this again. Let me know in the comments below, and I'd be more than glad to come back for you guys. I am officially clocking out. See you on the next one.
That's where we're gonna end it. Bye-bye now!